Keeping your tortoises warm is one of the most important parts of their care, especially during the colder months. Today, I'm going to walk you through how I keep my heated tortoise shed here warm using a combination of thermostat, an oil-filled radiant heater, heat lamps, and also ceramic heat emitters. I'm also going to go over quite literally why keeping them warm and at a safe temperature can save their lives. Now, you may be saying to yourself, Charlie, dude, why does it matter if my tortoises have proper temperatures and they stay warm? Well, Jerry, I'm glad you asked. Tortoises are cold-blooded creatures. That means they rely exclusively on external heat sources to regulate their body temperature. If they get too cold, then that means that their digestive system slows down, they become lethargic, and their immune system can be compromised, meaning they get severely ill and can even die. That's why keeping your tortoises at a constant and warm temperature is non-negotiable. So now I'm going to take you inside my heated shed here and show you exactly how I have mine set up and how well it's been working for me. Now, before we go over my heat sources, I want to talk about the most important part of my setup here, and that is the thermostat. I use the Propagate Pro on Amazon, and all of these things I'm going to show you here, I'll have linked down in the description to Amazon where I purchase them at, and this will be associate link, so I will earn a small commission off of it. But I use these products, and I've used them for several years now, and they work quite well. But this is the Propagate Pro, like I said, and I use it to control oil-filled my radiant heater, heat lamps, and the ceramic heat emitters that I use at night. And I can use quite a few heat sources on here at one time, and I even have a three-way adapter right now because it's so cold here in Georgia. And this little setup's been working quite well for me, and it comes with a instructions here that helps you program it. And once you program it, it has a memory and will hold that memory winter to the next. You won't have to reprogram it, and it has a high wattage that you can use. You can have several things running off of it, unlike some of the other cheaper thermostats that has only like 900 watts or something like this. This has close to 2,000, I believe. I'm not 100% sure of that, but it's somewhere close to that. Using a thermostat is a must because it reduces temperature spikes, reduces the risk of fires, and it just helps keep your tortoise a constant and comfortable temperature. So just check out the links I have down below for all this that I use off of Amazon. Next, one of my other main sources of heat that I use is this oil-filled radiant heater. And just like the thermostat, I'll have it linked down in the description that I get off of Amazon, and I've been using it for several years, and it's worked great. The oil-filled radiant heaters I like to use to keep the ambient temperature of my shed at a constant 70-75 degrees. You don't want to get your tortoises too hot because heat will actually kill them quicker than cold will, believe it or not. And so I like to keep them around 70-75 degrees. And this works great for keeping the ambient room temperature of my heated shed at a constant temperature. And I get this off of Amazon. I forget what brand name it is, but I will have it linked down in the description. And it's been working real good for me. But the ceramic heat not ceramic, I'm sorry, the radiant heaters like this, they do a better job of keeping the ambient room temperature warm, and you don't have the fan, the blower like of a regular heater going, and it does a better job, in my opinion, of keeping this little small area nice and warm. It's more energy efficient because it stays warm longer even after the thermostat cuts it off. It will retain heat for a good 20 minutes or so, give or take. How the outside conditions are. But I've been quite pleased with the radiant heater here, and it's a lot more economical to run, and does a better job in my setup and opinion in keeping the ambient room temperature warm and comfortable for the tortoises. I also have it paired with a little fan up here at the top of my shed to keep some of the air moving, and also keep some of the warm air blowing down onto the tortoises that might get up here and trapped in the top part of the enclosure here. Next thing that I use here are, oops, I about knocked over my heater. Next thing that I use here is a 250 watt heat lamp, and I use this during the day. On really cold days, I like to use this during the daytime, and it allows them to be able to bask, and gives a nice warm spot in the shed here, and they just seem like they're a lot happier when they're able to bask and get a nice little warm spot here. They seem to love it, and the basking a basking spot is really needed for them to really raise up their temperature, their body temperature, because just like the sun, like they use the sun, this will take the place of the sun on the really cold days when I have to keep them locked up, like today where it's only 40 degrees here in Georgia. Or if you live up north, you'll definitely want to have something like this for them to bask, because for over probably half the year they can't hardly be outside. So this right here will allow them to bask in the daytime, and they do have some light off of it, and some people say that it burns their eyes and they'll get burned on it, but I've not had a real trouble with it. You just you make sure you keep a decent distance from the top of their shells, and I've not had a problem. I know Camp Kennan down in Florida, he uses heat lamps, and he doesn't have a problem either. You just have to be smart and keep it up high enough to where they don't burn their shell. But this is a 250 watt heat lamp, and I've been using this brand from Amazon for quite a while, and I also have them linked down in the description below. But this heat lamp works great for giving them a good basking area during the day, and I'm about to show you what I use at night. Now what I use at night is this ceramic heat emitter. This is also a 250 watt heat emitter, and I like using the ceramic heat emitters at night because it gives them a basking area to where they can have a warmer area than the ambient temperature of the room, but this doesn't emit any kind of light, so it doesn't disrupt their night and day cycles. But it still allows them to be able to raise their temperature, their body temperature, without interrupting their day-night cycles. And I've been quite happy with this one right here. This particular bulb, not bulb, but heat emitter here has been working 2 years strong. And I know a lot of people, websites and all that, say that the ceramic heat emitters last a lot longer than the average heat lamp. And I think I've had to replace my heat lamps maybe 2 or 3 times in the last couple of years. But this one right here is the ceramic heat emitter staying strong. But I like using them because it allows them to bask without the light. And so it's been working good for me. The oil-filled radiant heater here is your best bet. but it only does the ambient room temperature. And that's why I like using the combination of just making sure you have your heat lamp high enough up from the top of the tortoise's shell, and I'm not having a problem with getting scorched. And then at night, I just swap it over from the plug, and I plug in this ceramic heat emitter, and I'll also have it linked down in the description below. And between these three here, my tortoises stay warm and happy and healthy. I've not had any issues with this setup, and it's been working quite well for me. Now, I just want to go over some safety concerns with this heated shed here. You just want to make sure that any of your bedding, you keep the especially the heat lamps, are the most risk of causing a fire. You just want to make sure you keep that at a proper distance. But like I said, if you want to, you got to keep it a proper distance away from the tortoise's shell anyway. So that shouldn't be a concern, but it's just something to keep an eye on. And also for the heat emitter and the oil filled heater too. You want to make sure you keep a bedding away from it to reduce fire risks. And also you want to make sure that your outlets and wires are the right size to accommodate the power draw from your heater and your heat lamps and all that good stuff, just to minimize the risk of starting a fire. Something I forgot to mention is that the heated shed here, the dimensions are 8 by 8, and it is 6 foot, right at 6 foot tall, and it is insulated. I forgot to go over that little tidbit of information that would help all know what the dimensions are of the shed. Okay, like I said, this setup here I've used for many years, and it's worked good for me. It allows them to be able to have a temperature gradient. They can get closer to the heater or to the heat lamp or heat emitter, whatever have you, and they can warm their body temperature up, or they can get away from it and cool down. Because of the heater will keep the room temperature around 70, and then the hot spots under the heat emitter or the heat lamp are around 95 to 100. So that helps them be able to raise their temperature or cool their temperature, whichever one feel like they need to do. But this works for me. Please, in the comments, tell me what you use to heat up your tortoise shed, if you keep your animals outside, or lizards outside, whatever heated thing you use for your lizards or tortoises, and also for your indoor setups for lizards, tortoises, whatever you have, snakes. Let me know what you use in the comments down below. If you found any of these tips here helpful, I would appreciate a subscribe from you, and also turn on that bell notification, and please like the video. And I would certainly appreciate you checking back next week, where I might give out some more tips or show what's going on around the farm.